Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest Denny Artachi show. It's been a while since I've put a podcast out. It's been very busy with everything, but this topic here I've been thinking about for quite a while, and I hope that the message lands well with most of you out there listening. And I'm breaking my rules. I'm actually going to discuss politics today. And I hate politics, folks. I really don't like to discuss it. But the message today is we should all hate politics, but still be hopeful that things are still going to be okay. And what do I mean by that? I'm so tired of the rhetoric and the polarization, the fact checking, the lies, the craziness, and how divisive we are with as a country. This U.S. Army veteran, and I love my country, but it's got to stop, because we're seeing so many people saying things like civil war. If I don't care if someone disagrees with my political views. I don't care if they disagree with the music that I like to listen to. Since when is talking with each other a crime? We're not enemies. I don't hate someone because they totally believe something differently than I, and I think we should all talk to each other more. I remember when Obama won, that the conservatives said the world was coming to an end. It didn't happen. I remember when Trump won in 2016, same thing happened. The liberals said the world was coming to an end. It didn't happen. All through history, and matter of fact, folks, the world's been coming to an end for 2,000 years, and until it does, I'm still going to get up, shave, go to work, and live my life the way I'd like to live. And I think we need to remember that. And it's okay if we have differences of opinion, but civil war, come on. That's not the United States of America. That's a cult. And I hope that we're smarter and better than that. We've disagreed on so many things in life. The 60s were a turbulent, crazy time with civil rights, riots, war. It was a terrible time in our history. World War II was no picnic as well. We can look at the history, not just in America, but the world and what we've endured. And I think what is happening is too many are falling for the trap of the partisanship, believing they're talking heads without questioning. One of my favorite comedians was George Carlin, and he always said, teach your kids not just to read, but to question everything they read. And I gotta tell you, I wish more Americans on both sides of the fence would get together and go, my favorite talking head said this. Does that make sense to you? Because I don't know if it makes sense to me. Or, your favorite talking head said the following things, and it doesn't make sense to me. Education doesn't just end with getting a college degree. It's a lifelong ambition. I'm always looking to read and educate myself because, folks, some of you may think I have it all together, but I've done some boneheaded things in my life over and over and over again. Decisions I've made, the thought processes I've done, the food I've eaten, the alcohol I've drunk. But the thing is, I'm still open to see how I can do something better. This whole political thing is a great control thing. And the last thing they want us Americans doing is talking to each other. So I want to recommend that vote for whichever candidate you feel most comfortable with. Vote for whoever you think is going to help your family the best. Don't just follow the herd because someone else is telling you that you should do that, or that someone's the Antichrist or the enemy, or they're the Messiah. I'm sorry. There's only been one Messiah in my life, Jesus Christ. He hasn't come back yet. I'm waiting for him to. Do I think we're in Revelations? Yes. But the difference is, 1,000 years to God is a second. So we don't know when the world is coming to an end. But I certainly don't think that whoever wins in November, that means the world's coming to an end. I don't believe that. I believe there are a lot of things that are going on that we need to address. The inflation issue, the border, healthcare, abortion, the list goes on and on. But as Americans, today is September 11th. You remember what that was like when that happened? so many years ago. We were together as a country. There was no divisiveness. There was no liberal versus conservative. None of that stuff. We were Americans. Why can't we treat politics the same way? Let's talk to each other. Some of my friends out there, I'm sorry, but you've drank too much of the Kool-Aid. You can't even have a conversation like this. You think the opposing side is the enemy, they're demonic, all that crap and crazy stuff that you want to believe, hook, line, and sinker. I got to tell you, I used to sometimes think I'd like to be in politics. No way. It's a thankless job. Half of the people are going to hate you, half are going to love you, or whatever the breakdown is. Most will be confused by you, but think about it. It's a thankless job, and once you get in, you may have all the intentions you want to. But now you're playing in the arena with the Sharks, and you either play ball or you're out. So I think the power really remains in us being Americans and being able to talk to each other, being able to vote with a sound mind on issues that matter. Again, I'm not opening this debate so that everyone can try and peg me on who I am or what I believe in. What I'm trying to say is it's so out of control now, the whole political scheme. And the world's not coming to an end, no matter who wins. No matter who wins legally or who cheats or whatever it is that you want to believe, we all have to get up, go to work, take care of our families. We have to deal with inflation issues. We have to deal with a lot of serious issues in this country that I think we can do it as responsible constituents that can talk to our leaders about the issues and hopefully resolve them. But once again, no matter who wins or what happens, our lives will be okay. We just have to govern ourselves. It's amazing. I've never seen, I turned 61 this summer. I've never seen so many people looking to fight, disown family members, best friends for years, just because we have differences of opinions on where we sit politically. Both sides, there are no saints in both sides. Both of them are filled with hyperboles. They really are. It's almost laughable and comical, but there's a lot of serious issues that we have to deal with. So, vote with your heart, vote with your conscience, vote what's right for your family, not what the rest of the herd want you to do. And I think most people do that. They may go to political parties and do all kinds of different things and show support, but when that curtain is closed, I think most people are going to say, okay, well, who's going to be better for my family, my country, our security, our economy, women's rights, things like that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's okay to disagree. Oh my God, there's so much anger, so much anger. Yeah, we all have anger. And you know what's so funny? Most people that are angry with me never do it to my face. They do it on Facebook or from a distance. Because I always say, geez, if you're so angry, let's get some of that anger out. Let's meet. I like physical exercise. But how stupid is that? Really? Violence, anger, all that stuff? Yeah, that really helps societies move forward. I don't believe that. Again, I'm breaking my norm. I hate politics. I hate politics because of what it does to us, how it divides us Americans. Folks, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter who wins. I shouldn't say that. But in the grand scheme of things, whoever wins, if they don't do a good job, we'll vote them out in 4 years. That's how democracy works. And by the way, you may think it's a total democracy. It's not. It's a republic. It's not majority rule, because if it were, California, New York, and a few other states would decide every election. That's not how it is. We are a republic. We elect officials to hopefully listen to constituents and pass laws that we feel are important for our families and our country. I'm trying to get this message out without being angry and bitter and crazy, because there's so much of that going on. And I saw the debate last night, like so many of you. I'm still scratching my head. I mean, we could be fact checking until the next millennium, some of the things that were said out there. But the matter is, we're all Americans. There is no perfect country out there. You go to Europe, you go to different parts of the globe. Yes, they fight and battle their differences of opinions. But I think ultimately, if you love your country and your family and you love God, you want to get along better and do the right thing for people and a nation in general. Again, I haven't done a podcast in a while. I did a short one yesterday with Peter Kelly, who sold his business with his young, perfect, beautiful kid. And speaking of kids and children, don't you think we should get along better and agree to disagree for the sake of our children and the future of our country? Yeah, I believe that. I know when I was in the military, I didn't necessarily like politicians, but I love my country. I served honorably. I put it on the line, did my time and get out there. I help people now in the financial services industry. I'm also still an entertainer musician. I do a lot of public speaking. I believe in paying it forward. And the simple fact is that we're just not a little, but a lot out of control and out of touch with reality on stuff. We can disagree on issues. I'll never forget one of the most amazing things in recent political history was in the 90s when Bill Clinton was in office and Newt Gingrich. And these guys, I'm telling you, they did not like each other. I don't think they agreed on much of anything. But you know what? They got a lot of stuff passed, a lot of good work done. We had a booming economy and prosperity, the likes of which I'd like to see happen again. I know that when President Trump was in, the economy was humming really well. COVID came along and changed a lot of things. I know that Biden and Harris gets credit for ruining everything, but still the stock market is at an all-time high. Inflation's out of control. But a lot of things have caused inflation. The spending, the bills that we passed, the stimulus for the COVID. So it's not so easy. Life is not just black and white. There's a lot of gray area. And I really believe as a country, we need to remember that and try and work together for the future, not just to now, and try and forget some of the negativity of the past. We're all responsible for ourselves and our family because no matter who's in charge, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to exercise, eat right. We have to go to work. We have to make money. We have to take care of our families. We have to control our minds. Our first goal is to be happy. That is our first goal. If we can't be happy and productive, then what the hell else? What are we doing? What are we doing? I recommend that you tune it out as much as you can, my friends. Again, my podcasts and many of my speaking engagements tend to focus on positivity, not negative stuff. And I hope this message lands right because it's got to end. This whole political scheme's got to end. Someone's going to win in November. And no matter who wins, life goes on. The world's not coming to an end. I don't even want to tell you who I want to win because, again, I don't even want to tell you about the many things. I can tell you that I tend to be conservative thinking in many ways, but it doesn't mean I hate every liberal out there. It doesn't mean that I think Trump's the Messiah. Doesn't mean that I think, the Democratic Party is the evil. That's just crazy. I think being too extreme either way is bad. Either way is bad. As a country, I don't think that we're truly extreme right or extreme left. We're somewhere in the middle of a moderate. And I hope that we can remember that and be reasonable. Again, this whole message is one of hope that we can be proactive in what's going on and let go of the hate. It just takes so much energy to do that. I mean, to hate and it's just crazy. And again, I think hyperbole are on both sides. Both sides are filled with lies, so to speak. Yeah, I'll say it. Both sides lie or they exaggerate the truth for the goodness of their party. But we as Americans, we have to just remember that our first responsibility is to ourselves and to our family, and to not go crazy with all this stuff. I know social media has made it very fashionable to be angry and bitter and crazy over that. Not me. No, it's like music and food. There's a lot of music and food I don't like. I'm not protesting. I'm not trying to have it banned. I just don't participate in it. And when it comes to political discussions, unfortunately, too many are not open to seeing that, hey, maybe my side doesn't have it all together. I think it has it predominantly together. I believe in responsible spending, fiscal spending, which tends to be more on a conservative side. I believe in God. I'm unapologetically conservative in my own personal life, but that doesn't mean that I hate someone who doesn't believe in the same things as I do. That's just crazy. We need to come together as a country, and today is 9/11. When that happened, I'll never forget, as a veteran, how I felt, and I'll never forget how we came together as a country. You remember that? We all cared for one another. We were on the same team. Let's get that back, no matter who wins in November. I'm certainly not going to move to another country. I'm sorry, that's not happening. I'm not going to load up on ammo for civil war. All the crazy stuff that's being peddled right now. I'm sorry. I'm not going to participate in it. So, if you're out there listening to this message, remember, what makes this country great are the people who live in it, not the leaders. The people who live in it, that treat their neighbors like they would like to be treated, that treat different opinions or people from different countries with the respect that we all deserve. And of course, having pride in our country and our neighborhoods is very important, because if we don't, our neighborhoods will go to, dare I say, shit. And our kids will suffer from it, and the future generations. Remember, we have this great life because so many before us sacrificed their lives so that we could have a better life. In other words, they weren't so self-absorbed in the current issues. They thought about God, family, and their neighbors and other people out there. I'm hoping that we get through this together as a country. Again, I'm a veteran. I love my country. I'm also a speaker. I also help many clients with their finances. I still play music. I do a lot of things that I think are positive, not negative. But I have my moments, believe me. I can't watch the news pretty much anymore because of all this polarization. It's insulting to the intelligent person. Honestly, you can't just read something and take it. You have to question it. You can't just hear something. You have to ask yourself, wow, does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Oh, hey, my friend who I've known for 25 years thinks differently. What should I do? I should hate them because they're not on my side. How stupid is that? Is that what children do in the playground? No. Children kind of get along until they're taught to hate someone because they're different or have a different opinion. My God, if we were all the same, life would be boring. Absolutely boring. We'd all listen to the same music. We'd have the same food. We'd have the same houses, the same clothes. That's not what America is. Again, I really hate politics. And the reason I hate politics is I hate what it does to us. I hate what it does to families, to friends. At the end of the day, if you really think that all the politicians have your best interest and love you more than themselves, then you really got to start questioning your belief systems. Because I don't believe that. And look, they all have a job to do. Each party wants to win. But win at what cost? Fact check yourself. Don't just believe everything. And vote with your heart, vote with your conscience. But if it doesn't go your way, that's okay. The world's not coming to an end. Again, I wish everybody well. I think for the listeners who listen to the Denny Artachi show, I apologize. I've been just so busy. Uh, I'm going to Memphis again with my original blues project. I'm recording and doing some singles. My business is taking off, and I am working on myself. I'm trying to eat better, abstain from alcohol, read good books, and really behave as if I don't know when I'm going to check out someday, because the fact of the matter is, I don't know when that day is coming. And in knowing that, I'll be damned if I'm going to waste my free time on crap like politics. God bless you all. And again, thanks for listening. Have a great day.